Y'all know what time it is. Fitness influencers have no clue what they're doing. They'll fight like freaking bums, and they have no clue what they're doing. They're stiff as a board, heavy as a rock, and they look like mini pekkas. Oh, my tricep. On the athletic bodybuilding side, you have Leon, Rocky, sex words. Leon is aesthetic, unlike these slow, blocky, mini pekka bodybuilders. He fights like a champion. He fucks unlike these bulky, disgusting bodybuilders, Leon Edwards can actually fuck me. And this is why Leon Edwards has the sexiest, most aesthetic body known to mankind. And the second most aesthetic man next to Leon Edwards is the fitness industry. Quite a shithole if you ask me. And I'm not the only one that thinks that. Hating on the fitness industry has become a norm at this point. Everyone and their fucking mom hates the fitness industry. It's not unique to say that you hate the fitness industry anymore. Why is that? It's because the fitness industry has never been about fitness. It's always been about sponsorships, products, steroids, gaining clout. The focus of the fitness industry has never been, at least as far as I'm concerned, on actual fitness and well-being. And the biggest example of this is bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is essentially a bastardization of fitness because if you take more than 2 seconds to look at it, there is nothing healthy or fit about being a bodybuilder that's 300 pounds. There's nothing healthy or fit about dying at 32 from SARMs. In recent years, I'd say in the past 2 or 3 years, there has been a rise of the opposite side, which we'll call the MMA athletic side, where it's basically a bunch of guys that are into MMA and watching UFC and maybe even boxing, and they just basically shit on bodybuilders for being like slow and like, you know, basically like big fucking sloths, which they're not wrong about, but I'll be honest, I find a lot of it pretty hypocritical because the biggest criticism all these MMA people give bodybuilders is that they're nerds. But I hate to break it to you, but if you're the one watching MMA and like studying like Sean Strickland's fighting styles and, you know, talk about like athletic bodybuilding like some people do on the internet, then I hate to break it to you, but you're also a nerd here. Like, you can't fucking shit on bodybuilders for being huge nerds if you're also a huge nerd. The second one that a lot of MMA people tend to shit on bodybuilders for is their lack of mobility and athletic movements, because they're right in a sense, because most bodybuilders don't really care about being athletic. I understand if there's bodybuilders who claim to be athletic or like, you know, functional, and then they're just sitting there doing like leg curls and not even squatting, then yeah, fair enough, go at them because, you know, they're retards. But most bodybuilders that these MMA guys go after never claim to be athletic, never claim to be doing functional training. In my opinion, MMA and bodybuilding have the exact same problem where they both tend to overcomplicate everything, because the MMA side tends to focus way too much on like if you look at Mario Rios' content, I have nothing against the guy. I actually used to like the guy quite a lot, and I still don't dislike him anymore. I don't even dislike him. It's just that, like, I don't really agree with a lot of the things he says anymore. The problem I notice with people like Mario Rios is that not the fact that they're controversial. I think that's funny. I think it's funny that they're controversial, but the biggest problem I've noticed is that they tend to overcomplicate everything for beginners, and they're like pushing like splits that like don't matter that much. Truthfully speaking, being an optimal bodybuilder is for fucking nerds. Shit like doing push-pull legs only because it has a 2 times a week frequency, that's some bullshit. Like, do the split you like just because you like it. Don't listen to Mario Rios saying push-pull legs is the most effective and that's the reason you're doing it, because then you won't like doing push-pull legs as much as you might like doing, say, a bro split. And then if you don't like it as much, objectively speaking, you're not going to be as consistent in doing that workout. And sure, we can all be like these, you know, hard-ass motherfuckers who like pretend we're David Goggins, like, oh, I discipline through it. I'm going to work hard. I don't care. You don't have to like it to do it. But the truth is, if you like it, you will do it more. That's a fact. I don't care who the fuck you are. If you like something, you'll do it more and you'll do it better. So enough of this optimal bodybuilding shit from both sides. Like, take the basics. I'm not telling anyone to, like, you know, ignore the basics of training. Like, you know, don't, like, go training, like, 500 reps at a time. Don't fucking, like, you know, skip legs all the time. But just train the way you like, man. Like, it's not that complicated. And I hate the fact that the fitness industry has gotten to a point where the phrase train the way you like is kind of controversial now, because now if you say that, people come at you and they'll be like, no, but like, you know, you got to be optimal, you got to do this, you got to do that, time under tension, frequency, rep ranges, like all this bullshit. No one gives a fuck about that. That does not matter, because if you don't like it, you won't do it. And even if you have discipline, you'll do it less often and you won't do it as well. It's not even controversial to say anymore that the fitness industry has become a circus, basically, of dancing monkeys who parade their own supplements, their own products, their own gym wear. I'll summarize it by saying this. Level 1 is, thinking that bodybuilding and the fitness industry is kind of stupid. 2 is realizing that this MMA industry that's like promoting athletic bodybuilding, that's still part of the fitness matrix. They're talking about being like away from the fitness matrix, but they are part of the fitness matrix. Both bodybuilding and this MMA fitness side, they both overcomplicate the fuck out of fitness, and they honestly don't have to, but they do, because the more you get confused by these things, the more likely you'll need assistance from them. And that's where the money is. The money comes from confusing you so they can sell you their product and their programs to make you a customer. The overall takeaway of this video is just to do what you like, and don't come at me and just like be like, oh, can I skip legs? Can I just like not train at all if I don't like training? Like, don't be a retard. You know what I mean? Like, don't overcomplicate things and do things just because they're optimal. Like, is push-pull legs objectively more optimal than a bro split if you do it every single time with the exact same intensity? Yes, it is. But will you? Because we're humans. This is not like a hypothetical scenario. We're real-life practical humans. Are you actually going to do push-pull legs just as intensely and as consistently as a bro split if you like doing the bro split way more? No, you're probably not. So then just stick with the bro split in that case. That's the end of this video. Like, it's not that complicated of a subject, and the fitness industry is like just bastardized the concept of fitness so much that I have to make a video on just being fit in the way you want to. Obviously, if you guys enjoyed this video and that skit in the beginning, you can like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all that gay shit. My Instagram is always the first link in the description, and as you always know, the hunt ends when you're full. Let's go. Video recorded today. Boom.